Hi everyone. Today is the 26th of September and this is the first segment of my next What's Cheering Me Up Right Now video. I'm pretty sure it's going to only include like pen unboxings and writing some like ink samples with them, and I'm really excited to add these to my like very small fountain pen collection at the moment. And this was a limited edition from Gold Spot Pens. It's like 300 made. It's like autumn leaves from the company Retro 51 Tornado, and I absolutely had to get it when I saw it was like purple and the beautiful autumn leaves, because like autumn is my absolute favorite season. And I'm not going to do the ink sample in this segment of the video because I still haven't received the inks which I ordered for it, and they're on like two of them are like beautiful, like, you know, brown, not really brown, like, you know, reddish orange colors. It's going to be like perfect to match with the pen and the theme of autumn, and particularly because I decided, obviously this is more a topic for another video, but I'm going to be handwriting NaNoWriMo this year. My first time doing handwritten nano, but I've like done so much like handwriting my books and drafts in years past, so I'm really getting back to my roots, and I'm really looking forward to it. And like the color of the ink is really going to be like perfect for like the time of the year this particular part of my book starts out. So I finally got the box open. It did not take nearly as long for me to jimmy it open as it has done for like all of my plushy dreadfuls, and I can already see the pretty purple of it. Oh, isn't this really, oh, I'm not going to show too much of that on camera. It's like the address label and stuff like that. Isn't this really pretty? It's like it comes with its own case. Am I holding it up? No, I'm not. No, it says like autumn leaves, and yeah, I'll be able to pull that off much quicker than I could the tape holding the different things in place. This is really exciting. The only well, I have two I got from actually three, like including the free gift I got from Fountain Pen Revolution recently. Like, but this is like a lot more like expensive, not like too much more expensive. And plus I have the Lamy Safari, and I also have one in orange, a little bit off of camera. Let's see, how do I open this? Oh, this is so pretty. I wasn't expecting it to open like that. I'm like complete like newbie about these sorts of things. Oh, it looks so pretty. And ooh, can you see, like, oh, I love purple, is my absolute favorite color, and you can see all the beautiful leaves on it. They're like brass work, I guess. They're like copper plating or whatever, just like a design. They're not, you know, like it's not gold, what I'm trying to say. Now you can see the little maple leaf on the top. This is really pretty, and it's like, you know, enamel work with like it's not like the Japanese like style of, you know, like painting on fountain pens. It's not that, you know, like high class for luxurious, but this is absolutely, you know, beautiful, and I'm gonna feel so happy doing it. I'm just gonna do the, obviously, as I mentioned, the ink samples in the next segment, because I don't have yet the ones which I'm going to put in the pen. And I found out recently that like putting like the thing on the end like this is called posting the cap. That's not like a term that comes naturally to me. Yeah, and I should also mention before I leave, this is number 24 out of 300. So I guess I got lucky getting one of the like fairly few first pens. And speaking of being a newbie, I totally forgot to mention there were other things that came with the pen, and those were just like ink cartridges I found in the pen. That wasn't actually the converter, which I just put in, and I'll show you guys this little pamphlet I got about the Retro 51 company, just like talking about their mission and the history and their different pen lineup. So that's really cool. Hopefully I'll really like this pen and want to get some more pens from them, you know, if the price is right, and just how to fill up the different pens. These are like, I guess, like it came with like ink cartridges or whatever. Like, obviously I'll do a little bit more research and find out what these are. And they came with some really cool stickers. I was not expecting this, like a little witch for Halloween and a fox. Like foxes are really cool. And this is an extra fine point, because that's what I saw them doing in the demo video at Instagram for this particular pen, and I thought like, oh, that extra fine looks like a line I would like to do, like, because I have like fairly small handwriting, and I like doing like lots of curly cues on the end of my letters that do it like, you know, like a G or a Y or things like that, or like at the beginning of my like capital letters, or just like letters in general. So this is going to be really fun. Like maybe like extra fine will be my new favorite nib size. Today is the 28th of September, and I will be unboxing 4 inks which I recently got from Gold Spot Pens, and I will also be doing some ink samples of at least a few of them in this segment. There are, as I mentioned, two kind of like, you know, orangey red colors for the autumn, a really beautiful greenish color which I will be using in a pen which I have not yet received, so I guess I'll be putting off that ink sample until that unboxing, obviously. And also a gorgeous beautiful purple Japanese ink. It took a while to jimmy that box open and get the plastic wrap off of it, but now I finally get to see my beautiful bottles of ink. Hopefully it will not take nearly as long to get the bubble wrap off of them. And these are Diamine inks. Hopefully I'm not mispronouncing that. And the Pilot inks from Japan. I'm going to obviously like say the names of them when I get them open. I don't want to embarrass myself by making a mistake. I think in future I will be doing my unboxing of the inks before I start actually filming, because it's just such a long, arduous process. But this is the first one up. This is called Blood Orange by Diamine Inks, which is British. And as I mentioned, I absolutely love the autumn colors. It'll go absolutely like perfect in the pen, which I unboxed in the previous segment. And this is called Dark Forest. This is the green. I'll talk more about that in the next segment, because I thought this was just like a complete match made in heaven with the brown and green foresty pen, which I will be like getting very, very soon, particularly because this is called Dark Forest, and that's the Foresta Umbra pen. And it is a totally, if this is my first video you're watching, I'm an absolute like, I'm a passionate lover of Dante. I'm a self-taught Dantista, like a Dante scholar. Like his work means absolutely so much to me, and the symbolism of the dark forest in both the pen and the ink, that's just like incredible. I can't wait to do some ink samples of that. And this is the other Diamine ink. This is called Fire Ember. This is another like autumnal ink color. I'm sorry if this video is too rambly and all over the place, if this is the first video of mine which you are watching, but this is completely unscripted. Oh, it's kind of hard to get this one out of the box too. I really should be doing these unboxing videos when I'm not filming, and then only afterwards show the ink. I don't know why it's so freaking stuck in there. I'll just open this one. This is the Iroshizuku, the Yamabudo purple ink from Japan. And these inks are absolutely absolutely so freaking gorgeous. I guess I'll continue like my filming once I jimmy them out of the boxes, so I don't continue looking unprofessional. Well, that was quite a lot of hard work just to open box after box after box. Here you can see a little bit closer. This is the Fire Ember, and this is the Yamabudo ink. It's just such an absolutely beautiful glass bottle, and I love like pretty much almost everything Japanese. I've been a Nipponophile since like the summer of 1994 when I was 14 years old, and my love of Japanese everything, it has nothing to do with anime. Like I was like way before that became like a trend in the West. And this is the Dark Forest ink. I'll be opening the caps to show you guys, and then of course a little bit of a writing sample with at least some of them in this segment. And this is called the Blood Orange. Two of my pens are now inked with Blood Orange and Fire Ember. This one is with Fire Ember, and I'm just going to do a few notes for my NaNoWriMo project for this coming November. If you're interested, I do have at least one future video planned about that project, so you can just see, is the ink going to come out well? Yeah, it is. Oh, this is nice. I really do like the extra fine nib, and if you're curious, I ambidextrous. I usually write with fountain pens with my right hand, because it's just a little bit easier not to drag your hand through the fresh ink. But obviously I can write with both hands, and I'm choosing to use my left hand now. It's just like a little bit of a more personal experience when I use my left hand for writing versus the right hand. Although obviously I'm sorry if I'm rambling and all over the place, but I do have a lot of like muscle memory and emotional connection to like writing certain things with my right hand, with like my journal entries and my handwritten magnum opus and things like that. So I'm obviously going to do a little bit of a close-up or bring it closer to the camera when I'm finished writing this. Now this is what the Fire Ember looks like. I can see from the back it's a very wet ink, unless this just, of course, isn't the right type of paper to be like using fountain pen ink on. I usually just do the regular like ballpoint pens for this kind of like paper. This was just like right at hand to do a demo, and now I'm going to try the Blood Orange with another pen. And this is what the Blood Orange looks like. It's a really, really deep, rich color. That was written with a medium point, and of course, since I'm going to show off my ambidexterity, I'll show you a little bit more of a writing sample from the Fire Embers with my right hand. And I am also planning a future video like doing another ambidextrous writing demo, so that's going to be really awesome. So I'll just go start writing. I really, really like this color. I think I like this color a little bit more than the other color, because it is like I guess brighter and more on the like classical orange side, instead of just like an orangey brown or an orangey red. But obviously they serve different purposes. And this is really, I really like writing with this ink and with this pen. I'm really looking forward to bringing all my lovely pens, both my current ones and the future ones coming in the mail very soon to NaNoWriMo write-ins throughout the month of November. I'm really looking forward to like getting back to my roots with like, writing stuff by hand instead of like always typing on the computer. But obviously I do have future videos about that. And here you can see this one doesn't bleed quite as much. Maybe that's just fine because it's the ultra fine nib. I'm sorry if this looks too I'll just I'm really usually not this unprofessional when I do videos. It's just this is a completely new type of video for me, and obviously the camera angle is different, so you can see my right hand writing looks a little bit different than my left-handed writing, because I do have, admittedly many more years of writing with my right hand before, came out of the closet about the true extent of my, left-handedness, and I started writing primarily with my left hand, and then I decided to like do most of my private writing with my right hand because I just had like the muscle memory and like the emotional connection for so many years, and I started doing most of my public writing with my left hand, although obviously I have a future video talking about that more in depth, and I will see you guys in the next segment, so I will be unboxing the pens and inks, and hopefully that I will not be making myself look so unprofessional in those videos. It's the 29th of September. It is also Silent Movie Day. I have seen almost 1,300 silent films today. I absolutely love silent films, but anyway, the main point of this video is going to be my unboxing of these beautiful Momento Zero pens, which I got from Leonardo. I was smart this time and like pulled them out of the boxes they were shipped in instead of going through the whole rigmarole of like filming stuff I knew I would have to edit out anyway because it takes so long to jimmy open those boxes, and I just really am looking forward. These are going to be my first really like upscale pens. Obviously they're not like nearly as expensive as like Mont Blanc or like Visconti or anything like that that's way out of my budget at the moment, but I thought these were like a reasonable price, kind of like the sweet spot. And as I mentioned in the last segment, I was really appealed, drawn to this pen, the Foresta Umbra, because like the imagery and the symbolism of the dark forest, because like the Divine Comedy starts with Dante, lost in the dark forest, like no idea how he got there, lost the way so badly, and like talking about his fear over and over again. I'm Canto 1 of Inferno by heart in the original medieval Florentine Tuscan Italian. That's one of the proudest things I've ever done. I'm working on like memorizing like more of the poem, and so anyway, I just love the beautiful like brown and green colors, which I saw in the unboxings and like reviews of other people doing this, and I thought it was just like perfect, Hashgacha Pratit, divine providence, when I saw Diamine makes an green ink for like a foresty color called Dark Forest, like even more for the Dantean symbolism. And one of my own books, which I had to publish in 4 volumes because it's so long even by my standards, is called Journey Through a Dark Forest, and I like almost always refer to it as like Dark Forest in shorthand. So this is just like perfectly me, and like I guess I'll find out they like every pen is different because they're like handmade from resin or resin. I'm not sure like the exact pronunciation of that word. So like no color pattern is going to be perfectly alike. And here it comes out of the little box. I know there's a little bit of a note on the top. I've never like opened one of these boxes before. There it goes. So I'm not kind of like still a fountain pen newbie very much. So I'm not familiar with how these guys like open these boxes right out of the gate. And so here's, okay, it's going to be, and obviously there's a note on the top, guarantee, talking about the thing. I'm avoiding looking at the pen right away. I'm sorry for the glare. I guess like, yeah, just talking about their company and stuff like that. And I really like it, supporting small business and of course like Italian artisans. I'm part Italian myself, and of course my great love and passion for Dante for like coming up on 20 years now. I can't believe it. So obviously like that beautiful Italian connection in the Dark Forest. I know it's in plastic. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, I love the swirls. This is so beautiful. Absolutely. It looks, I mean, obviously as I said, every pen is a little bit different, but it does look a little bit like the pens I've seen. Hopefully you guys can see that very well, and it'll look even nicer in the sunlight. I just absolutely love the beautiful color swirls of the brown and the green. These are also like lovely earth tones, as you might have heard if you've seen any of my previous videos with like the plushy dreadfuls, because one of the ones I got from their zodiac line is Virgo, because I have Virgo rising, and I also have Virgo in I have Mars in Virgo, as well as Jupiter and Saturn. So that's like one of the like signs that is like very prominent in my chart. So I guess I really relate to the earthy signs, and the beautiful swirling continues on the pen when you like open it up, and has like, you know, a black steel nib that's really, really cool. And I guess it's like piston filled up. So I'm gonna like fill it up and do a writing sample. I'm going to like do a different segment for that, and so you can see like, yeah, here it goes. I'm still like a newbie at like learning how to like fill up all of these different pens, but obviously I'll definitely be back with a writing sample for that one. And here's going to be the second one, which I got for around the same price point. I did get discounts on both of them, not like huge like discounts, like Black Friday style discounts, but they were still, I felt, you know, kind of reasonable, because like for a pen at this price point, you know, like you want to save every penny you can get. And I love this one because it also had a kind of like, you know, Dantean thing for me, like representing the colors of the sun and the cosmos. And you know, like Dante goes through like Paradiso in the third canticle of the Divine Comedy, like all the stars and the talk about it. And of course, like the last word of the Divine Comedy is stars. So that's just absolutely perfect. Like I have a whole playlist called all about Dante and the Divine Comedy if you're interested. Oh, and I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that the Foresta Umbra pen is a very fine and an extra fine nib. I really like that size. But the other pen, the Rangoli, is going to be just a regular fine nib. And I did ask after I had ordered it, because I saw no place to write a note. I'm sorry if I'm speaking too fast. Still not 100% comfortable on camera after 2 years now. I, you know, asked if I could have a pen with primarily purple and blue and oranges, because I really love those colors, and particularly the orange for the sun, and like purple and blue are my, you know, signature colors. And again, that would be really like a pattern evoking like the cosmos and the sun and the stars and the galaxy. And I guess here's the other like thing they show you. It's probably it's probably like similar, I guess. Maybe they have different things. Oh yeah, it does look like it's just the same, just like opening to a little bit different pages. A lot of people like really recommend this brand. They say they absolutely love Leonardo pens. They're worth, you know, every penny. And ooh, this is nice too. I love that they did give me a lot of purples and a little bit of an orange. Not like so much like bright orange like I was hoping, to more represent the sun, but of course I'm not gonna complain. They really did. Oh, it really does look like the cosmos. You can see like the beautiful purples and the orange swirls, and I get a little bit of blue here, and there's a little bit of aquas in there, and I think it's kind of like a red. Oh, I can see it a little bit glinting more in the sunlight, so it does change a bit depending on, you know, where you are, like where the pen is in the sunlight. This is absolutely so beautiful, and I love the Dantean symbolism for both of these pens. And of course, when you like open up the cap, it does continue like a little bit on the inside of it. Yeah, not a little bit, obviously, like the entire inside of the pen. And as I mentioned, this is going to be just a regular fine nib, and I will be filling up both of these up. This looks like a piston and with ink, and showing you guys a writing sample. Both of these pens are now inked. I put the Dark Forest from Diamine, which I previously showed you guys, in the Foresta Umbra pen, and the Rangoli pen I put in this beautiful ink, which I showed in the previous segment, the Yama Budo ink from Iroshizuku Pilot from Japan. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the samples I saw online. I love all Japanese things, and purple is my absolute, you know, signature color, although like dark and medium blue have really been giving it a run for its money in recent years. And I'm first going to give a writing sample with the Dark Forest. Oh, this is so beautiful, and as I mentioned, it's extra fine. And I'll be doing this writing sample with my left hand, and I will be doing a writing sample with my right hand for this one. And as I mentioned in the previous segment, these are just, you know, like notes and stuff for my NaNoWriMo project, which I'm going to be doing in November. I'll be writing it by hand for the very first time, really going back to my roots. This is just, you know, something that really feel is like long overdue for me. I'm sorry, I'm just filling up the space with blabbing, but you know, I have to, I guess, say something if I don't. One awkward silence. Did I misspell that word? Oh yeah, I did misspell that word. That's kind of stupid of me. But obviously these aren't just, it's just like notes for like taking up like space on the paper, and to give a new writing sample. Now this is going to be the other pen, that absolutely beautiful purple ink. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this writes on the page. Let me see, here it goes. And oh yeah, oh, it's beautiful. It's coming out immediately. Oh, I absolutely love this color, and oh, it goes so well with the green. And of course, I absolutely love the burnt embers, the fire embers, and the blood orange. And oh, it's just so beautiful. Oh, I absolutely love this color. I'm sorry if, again, if I'm blabbing, I just, have to say something while I'm writing. Is it a wet ink? It's kind of bleeding through a back, but this is just like cheap printer paper. As you guys can see, I'm obviously not going to be writing my nano project on paper that's, this thin. I'm going to be writing it on nice Peter Popper paper and maybe some notebooks along the way, but I do have enough, Peter Popper notebooks. When I said notebooks, I meant like the regular spiral bound or like the legal pad with the binding on the top instead of a nice like hardbound one. Okay, that gets me back to the writing sample. Let's see. Yeah. The writing cursive is like so much like better than writing print in my humble opinion, because you don't have to keep taking your pen on and off of the paper to do it. And so here's my list writing sample. You can see the beautiful colors. I'm sorry if that misspelling. That's extremely embarrassing and uncharacteristic of me. I guess I must have just been blanking, but like, oh, isn't this like a really beautiful color? I realize most people doing the ink samples, they're like writing like the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog and the name of the ink and the pen and stuff, but you're like, I'm not like most people, so that's like my own personal writing sample. Obviously, I'll be writing like more serious things and just like these little like notes and stuff. I'm sorry, I completely forgot to mention yet another newbie mistake. This pen is number 58 out of 150. That was one of the major things that made me decide to buy both of them, because they were a limited edition run and like a so relative few being printed. And this is number 31 out of 100. Obviously, you don't get them in the exact number they're being sold. They just like choose based on the color patterns or what's still available in stock. Today is the 1st of October, and this will be the final segment of this What's Cheering Me Up Right Now video, exclusively featuring my fountain pens and inks. And these are the latest fountain pens, which I got from Fountain Pen Revolution. They were having a 20% off flash sale, which was really awesome. I had put these 3 in my cart like a week or so ago. Like I was just waiting for the price to drop, because I've heard they have lots of sales. Unfortunately, I guess they were in my cart a bit too long without buying them, so they were removed, but I remembered what they were, so I added them back in. And this is like the cracked blue ice of the Jaipur version 2. This is Rialto, and they're all in fine point, by the way. And this is a Triveni acrylic. I filled the Jaipur up with American blue from Private Reserve ink. As you can tell, like, blue is my second favorite color. It's second only to purple. I absolutely, love the color, particularly in recent years. And I used Sherwood green for the Rialto pen. This is obviously because, green goes with green. And this is like a much more like darker foresty green, instead of like, like the bright in your face, like, tealy or turquoise or jewel-like tones. And I was hoping to use White Forest by Mont Blanc, which is a scented ink for the Triveni acrylic pen, but unfortunately it seemed to be a little bit too far down in the bottle to reach, even when I was tipping the bottle over a little bit and like angling the pen in to try to make it like, come up through the piston. So I had to settle for this Mont Blanc ink, which is also in green, and I'm going to, obviously see how they look when I put them on the paper. Now, first up, I will be demonstrating with the Jaipur version 2, as I did in the previous segments. I will be doing it with both of my hands, because I am ambidextrous, and I will be starting by doing this one with the left hand. And as I did aforementioned in the previous writing samples, I'm just basically doing a couple of notes for my upcoming planned NaNoWriMo project, unless, of course, like I decide to change my mind at the last minute about what I'm doing. So let's just get started with it. As I mentioned, this is a fine point. Ooh, and I really like the beautiful blue color. You can't really go wrong with like a beautiful blue. It's just, I'm sorry if I'm blabbing to take up space. I guess I just don't know what else to say when I'm, like doing a writing sample. As I mentioned, my primary issues, niches, what I do with this channel is like booktube and authortube. So I'm just a total newbie to making like videos like this, like fountain pens and stuff. So if I do some future videos of this nature, I will obviously like look into what I can do a little bit different, so I come off like much more professionally like that. And okay, so this is what the blue looks like in the Jaipur. Oh, I really do like it. I'm sorry if I'm like rambling and repeating myself. That's down at the very, very bottom. I know this looks extremely unprofessional if you're watching this all the way through, but I'm just, doing it on cheap printer paper. And as I mentioned, I'm not, like a primary like fountain pen tube person. And this is going to be the Rialto, and the, ooh, a little bit of green came out of it. So, but I guess that means it's good. It's like fully inked up. I got so much, oh, and I'm getting ink all over my finger again. I got so much ink all over both of my hands when I was filling them up. It took so much like scrubbing to like, get it out. Let's just start. I absolutely love this one too. These are all like awesome inks. Green is my third favorite color. Let's see, BT in NYU Downtown Hospital. I'll talk more about the project in some future videos, talking about, gearing up for NaNoWriMo, like what I'm doing, why I decided to write by hand this year, like what exactly the project is. This isn't an all new project. It's part of an ongoing book. Like 99% of this book has been handwritten for the last, it'll be like 30 years very, very soon since I started writing it. I absolutely, cannot believe it. And then moves to Poconos. You can see I do write a little bit faster with my right hand because I have much more practice doing that, but there's obviously different qualities when I write with my left hand. It seems more like personal and emotional versus like with the right hand I can write so fast with it, so I can do more like, artsy flourishes. And here's the beautiful, you can see a little bit, you can tell me in the comments box if you've watching this far what you think of my handwriting. Like hopefully like people watching this can, still read cursive. And this is the final one, the Triveni. Let's see, what am I going to, just a little bit about, oh yeah, Halloween I did, and that just write down Thanksgiving, just for something to write down. And this is a fine tib. Thanks. I'm misspelling again. I'm just so nervous on camera, this new type of video. Let's see. Yeah, this is obviously a different type of green. It's a little bit of like more foresty than the brighter, like, happy green of the previous one, but I really, really like it. Thanksgiving, obviously Hanukkah. I'll have to look up the dates of Hanukkah in 2001. Obviously, I lived through it. I can find in my old journal entries, but off the top of my head, I don't remember the dates of Hanukkah. And in 2001, my memory is not quite that elephantine. So I guess that's just enough of a writing sample with this one for you guys to get the point. You can just see it up close. And these are all the beautiful inks and pens which I got recently. So I guess you can like decide for yourself, if you don't have them already, if you like any of the inks I mentioned or any of the pens which I have gotten. Thank you for watching all the way through to the end. Hopefully this video was not too like, rambly and all over the place. I got some ink on my fingers again, but I really do appreciate you guys for watching, and please leave a comment whether or not you're one of my regular subscribers or watchers, or you just like watching this video of mine for the very first time because you saw fountain pens in the title or the thumbnail. And I will see you guys again very soon. Thanks. Bye.